Alrighty.
Thank you. Are we live?
Whoa.
Hi.
Hey guys.
What's going on?
Hey.
Welcome you guys. How you guys doing? My name is Sasha Nycole, entertainment host and correspondent, and I'm here with the amazing cast of season 3 of Tough Love. Give it up for the cast. All right, you guys. So if you're tuning in, that means you guys just saw season 3, the premiere. Okay. Listen, we watched behind the scenes and it was absolutely live. So we're going to give you guys a few minutes to kind of, come into the home and enter into the chat. But I want to direct the question to the cast. What did you guys think about the season 3 premiere? What are your initial thoughts?
Yeah. Loved it. It's so full.
It's gonna be a wild season. That's
And so I know one of the key things, because I spoke with you guys last season, and one of the key things that you guys talked about was you guys don't get the scripts before you guys shoot them. Is that correct? Was that the same sort of setup for this season? You guys didn't know about the scenes before they actually played out?
Well, this season we got all of this, everything actually. That we had a table read and we were able to prepare. So I think it comes together really nicely this season.
So how different was that versus the previous seasons when you guys completely didn't know anything?
very different.
And for you, because you're a trained actress and you've done a lot in your work. So how was that for you? Like now you know everything.
No, it was dope. We got it like a film. I mean, we got to see the entire story play out and get to decide how we wanted to go, I guess, into preparing for our characters, which was dope.
Yeah. And I think one of the amazing moments just watching this season is even from episode 1, like just seeing your characters evolve. You guys are in new places in your lives. And I feel a personal connection with each and every one of your characters. I mean, Monica, you moved on with Jason, and you guys are building your relationship, and now you guys are living together, and coping with that. So, Jason, I want to ask you. I'm going to call you guys by your characters in the show. So, Jason, how do you feel about being introduced into this cast and being presented as Monica's new man? Now becoming that new man.
It's dope. It's definitely. Last year was just like I was the new guy, Monica's boo. Side piece / boo.
But now you official, you solid.
Now we living together, which is heavy.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's cool when as the season evolves, you get to see more of Jason outside of Monica. So it's dope. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. And now, what I like seeing about Quincy and Alicia, I feel like the cards have been flipped this season. Do y'all feel this? Because I feel like Quincy, now you chasing after Alicia.
The cards have definitely.
Well, what do you feel about your character this season? Because now you're coming off as a little soft, my brother.
I wouldn't say it's soft. I feel like Quincy's living life and he's learning. He sort of came to an understanding, and now so this season is him trying to capitalize on that new enlightenment, but it might be too late.
Okay.
So,
Alicia, do you think it's too late?
I think this is a really good example of how life works. I mean, I think exactly what he said. You never really know how things are going to go, even if you grow as a person individually. You don't know how things are going to turn out, and that's exactly just how it goes.
All right. Well, like I said, for all of you guys tuning in, this is going to be an amazing YouTube live sit down with the cast. We're going to get into a few questions, but I want you guys to sit tight because at the end, we're going to be doing a very special sweepstakes giveaway for you guys. So let's get into a few topic questions. So Alicia, we see you, like I said, in this season, in the first episode, like you're really trying to move on from Quincy. You're sort of just pushing back, and he's sort of just trying to re-enter into your life any way that he can, showing up at your door unannounced.
Right. In the middle of the night.
So I think so many people can relate because moving on from an ex isn't easy. There really aren't any set rules on how to go about it. I don't know if you've personally been through a situation, or any one of the cast members, if you've personally been through a situation where you had to get over an ex. How hard was it for you?
It just depends, honestly, if you guys reach a place where either one, you both
know that it's time to go your separate ways, or 2, one has truly had too much of the toxicity of the relationship.
In your last relationship, I'm gonna ask you, Jackson, were you the one trying to hold on to the relationship, or were you the one sort of in Alicia's position, like, I'm just done?
Jackson character or
you in real life?
Oh,
you in real life?
my last relationship before my married one that I'm in right now.
Happy.
My married one that I'm in right now. Let's make that clear. It was me. I had to let the situation go because me and that young lady were no good for each other, and it took us a long time to figure that out, you know. And I was the one who finally reached a place of, you know, this is bad. I'm not good for you. You're not good for me. And we have to make this conscious decision to not continue to make each other's lives bad.
Right.
We're friends now, many years removed from it. But, you know, when we were young, it was just, it's bad.
You got to let it go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, another toxic relationship that we're sort of seeing come into the fold is the relationship between Jordan and Joseph. And what I like is that, you know, we didn't know that Jordan had this secret brother who had been locked up. And so he comes into the picture this first episode. And so he's sort of transitioning. I mean, he just came out from being in jail, and he's looking for a place to stay. And it sort of looks like he's trying to change his life a little bit, but he's sort of pulling to Jordan, like he needs that extra bit of help. Have any of you guys been in a personal situation where a family member or even a close friend has reached out for help, but you were a little hesitant because maybe they're past or them repeating, you know, past, you know,
I mean, I feel like me
cycles?
personally, we probably all like having somebody just come home. It's like a different thing, so they kind of need that.
Yeah.
Of course, you're apprehensive because everybody who just comes home is not gonna be this upstanding member of society, realistically. But a lot of them do want to do the right things, and you come home to nothing pretty much if you don't have a family or support system. Like you coming home really with what you had in your bag. So I think he did a good job of portraying like I've had family members come home and come to me, and I've had to give them clothes and things like that, and just be like, yo, calm down. You're not locked up. But like it's a matter of eating.
Yeah.
Like it's just a whole different world. So in that situation, I mean, I'm sure, I don't know if you're up on late, but yeah.
Has anybody else been through a situation like that?
Absolutely. No, I mean, the thing is, I think what's interesting is that Jordan's character right now is kind of assuming that he's the same person he was when he went in, when in reality, that's not always the case. I mean, even people who I think make the same offenses that landed them in prison to begin with, that doesn't necessarily mean they were in the same state of mind when they did that.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting to see how things play out and learn why she has that viewpoint on her brother.
Very true.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I want you guys to also comment below and let us know your thoughts about how you think Jordan's relationship is going to play out with her brother, and if you guys think that they will come to, you know, somewhat of a steady place in their relationship as brother and sister. And so now we're going to move on to another topic, okay? Because I just got introduced to this fine piece of chocolate named Dre, okay? Season 1. Hello, Dre. So sad you ain't here, but it's all right. So Dre is a new character introduced into season 3, episode 1. And, you know, he has this sort of awkward situation with Jordan, which I feel like is the wrong person to have had this introduction with. But his car breaks down or he runs out of gas. And, you know, Jordan is on her way to a meeting and Dre's just like, no, you know, very apologetic and just really wants to make it up to her and shows up, you know, at her door. And I know behind the scenes, you know, I said, oh, she showed up to her job after her meeting and said, I want to offer to give you a ride home. And I thought that was sweet, but some people thought that was a little stalkerish. Like, let us know in the comments if you think that was a little stalkerish. I don't know. What were your thoughts about that?
In real life, if a dude like shows, especially in New York City, if a dude shows up to your house, your job, anything, he's doing too much.
You know,
He's doing too much.
The one thing that you're missing in that, it doesn't matter anything in the
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right there.
It doesn't matter.
You can't be average looking
The
dude.
fact that he, you know, is just an attractive guy,
Yeah.
that makes all the difference.
That's the
Okay, so do you think
I
that
can
if he
side
was
with the fellas on this one.
So do you think if he was a regular Uber driver, just
If
a
he
regular,
was just
schmegular
not
guy,
You doing way
attractive
too
guy,
much.
It would be
No,
like,
no.
She wouldn't. She
You would have been like,
She'd have called the police on him.
I mean,
Your whole responsibility.
You would have got no
Sasha,
play.
don't lie.
No
I might
play.
have.
Don't lie, Sasha.
But if he had a nice little southern accent, maybe. But I mean, so are you all
We're
in this-
unanimous.
Unanimous
The
that was a little-
attractiveness of Dre drew Jordan in immediately. If he was not as attractive as he is,
I mean,
Brother,
mind you,
please.
I feel like the gesture. I feel like that's a very chivalrous gesture, and
Right.
I wish we as a society could like operate like that more.
Right.
And do like sweet things, do nice things, but it does come across to most people as whoa. Like, that's a
Right,
lot.
and let's be honest, guys. Have you ever been in a situation where you've been in an incident with the Uber driver, and maybe they just weren't giving you that level of customer service that you felt? How do you feel like they responded to you after you brought it to their attention? Were they still rude about it, or were they trying to make up for lost time? Have you guys been in a situation with the Uber driver and like
Not
it
that
was-
look like that.
you see,
Not like
immediately goes to how you look.
Okay,
If
so
you're fine, you got it. Make all
well,
the mistakes in the world.
let's just hope that more Uber drivers look like Dre.
Looks can be deceiving.
That's
Okay, so I mean they
Can't
can.
judge a
Very
book by
true.
its cover.
I mean, he could have been a fine man and could have been, an a-hole,
I mean,
know?
there's a serial
True.
killer who was very attractive. Who that's how lured his people in.
Who was that?
Most serial killers
Wow.
are,
I
yeah.
don't remember.
Oh, okay, well, we just...
I'm just proving a point. That seemed weird.
Well, Monica, let's get into it because,
Watch out, people.
Monica, I mean, episode 1, we see that, you're in this position right now, you're at work, and you seemed a little distracted. You got confronted by your boss just about, I guess, your level of working. So what do you think about your job? I know you hate it. You said you hated it and all this other stuff. So pursuing your passion versus chasing that paper, chasing that money, getting to the bag. How do you balance the two?
How does Monica?
How does Monica balance the two? How do you think she'll balance the two?
I mean, Monica's a hard worker, so she will do a good job regardless, even if she is disinterested, but she doesn't want to be there. Her heart's not there, so her gusto, therefore, isn't there with her.
And how would you, in your personal life, handle a situation like that? Would you just say,
That's-
man, then maybe this isn't for me. I want to maybe pursue my dreams. And I
This
know,
is my life.
yeah.
Yes, I used to work in the corporate field. I used to do other things, and I just wasn't fueled.
Yeah.
So I
Start doing dope.
I did sell pharmaceutical drugs.
Hey, listen, we're not gonna knock your hustle. You gotta do what you gotta do, especially out here in New York.
No. I mean,
Let me find
legit.
Oh, legit. Oh, okay. I mean, that's fine too.
Not
That's okay.
illicit drugs, not illicit. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm here now, and I left what I was doing to pursue this.
Right.
And I'm not.
Wildly talented.
Thank you. We all are. Thank
Amazing.
you. So.
And I know that you have your partner, Jason, in the season. He's really trying to get you to, maybe, take your position, maybe make it part-time so that you can pursue your passions. And I feel like you're kind of being her backbone and taking over, sort of her weight, with the bills and everything. Like, how do you feel like he's going to play out with that towards the end of the
I
season?
feel like Jason is in a relationship. When you're in a relationship and your partners, if one partner happens to be in a better financial situation or whatever, and unable to help you, then why wouldn't you? I feel like he's encouraging you to, follow your dreams and doing what anybody would if you really care for a person and you're able to.
Right.
I feel like that's the ultimate goal for anybody in relationships and just in life, to be able to help the people you care about.
Right.
So,
And Jason's chasing his. I mean,
yeah,
he's his ass.
Jason's at bay. So he's going right now.
Wine class.
And now, Jackson, we've seen your character play out following seasons. Do you think that your character would do that for any woman? What would it take for him to be like, all right, babe, pursue your dreams, I'm going to take care of you?
I don't think that Jackson would be capable of something like that.
No.
Because he needs someone who is equally challenging and pushing him at all times. So if there was someone who he would view as weight that he had to carry, wouldn't last very long. Wouldn't last very long. But in actuality and like in life and stuff like that, every now and again, it's good to be a helping hand to your partner, to push them, to help them get there, whether it's financially, morally, any encouraging words and things that you can throw out there. those are things that you need to be able to do for your partner in so many different directions. So.
Sounds like a couple that we saw play out in season 1 and season 2, Quincy and Alicia. You guys were a big support to each other in building your business and building your company from the ground up. And so now, with you guys being separated, how do you think that balance will come together? Because, I mean, you guys are technically still working under the same company, but you guys have sort of split your clients. But you mentioned in the episode that he comes to you for advice or something like that.
So you kind of get to see that the whole dynamic of the business is going to change this season. I don't want to spoil it and say it. But, yeah, in the past 2 seasons, or at least season 1, they were business partners 100%, and now we're getting to see how much of a strain having that business actually together is. Because it wasn't necessarily the thing that held them together, but it was definitely a major part of their relationship. And now, as they're kind of not together, it's like they have to be involved with one another. They have to talk to. It doesn't matter that he's waiting on an answer. I still gotta pick up his phone call if he wants to talk to me about business.
Yeah, right.
So that's it kind of shows how a relationship that went from we are each other's backbones kind of went to like we breaking each other's backs now. Like now it's difficult. It kind of did it.
How do you think that Quincy will be able to balance that? You know, still having obvious feelings for Alicia and still being able to work with each other. Do you think he'll be able to pull it together for the sake of the company?
I feel like it's one of those things where you start to realize, you know, they were very good for each other in a lot of ways. You know, like they had their issues as a couple, but there were still things that made them each great. Like they both made each other better. And so now that they're separated, you're kind of gonna see where each one lacks without the other. So I feel like at this point Quincy is willing to make it work. I feel like he has had a mindset change, and he knows he has a lot of making up to do. So he's willing to sort of shape himself and mold himself to fit with Alicia, and that's something he didn't really see before. So I feel like he's really gonna try this season.
All right. Well, let us know in the comment section, you guys. Will Quincy be able to keep this together for the sake of the business? Let us know in the comment section the real truth and nothing but the truth. Last and final question that I have. I mean, we see an old flame just coming into the picture. And I just hate when that happens, you guys. I'm going to get a little personal, okay? You know when you're finally moving on with your life, you found a good little partner, and then your ex just come back into the picture. Okay?
Stranger text.
Yes.
Stranger.
Darius. Even from jail, Darius will not leave you alone, Monica. What is up, girl?
You'd have to ask him.
I would really need to. Somebody need to phone call him from the prison so that he can get in on this conversation. Okay, so you're in this new situation with Jason. You guys are moving in with each other. You guys are living with each other and trying to make things work. You're supporting each other. You get a phone call from the jail. And you know who it is. You know it's Darius. You know. And so, I mean, I feel like, okay, Jason, you did mention that you did watch the YouTube videos. You watched the YouTube videos where Monica was obviously expressing her feelings and what she was going through at the moment. And he seemed like, all right, she has obvious feelings for this guy. Whether it was hard times or not, she still has obvious feelings for this man. Whether, you know, you guys are in this relationship or not, you're still a little uneasy about it. Has anybody been in a situation where you guys have sort of been hung up on an ex, and even though you said you was over them, you probably weren't?
Of course.
No, once you're done, Alicia?
Pretty much.
Yeah? What about you, Jay? What's going on here?
Of course. Something
Talk
in
to
life
us,
I've
brother.
been caught up. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there's been something where I was supposed to be over someone and I wasn't.
Did you tell yourself that you were done?
Of course. Lie to yourself all the fucking time.
How did you come to the point where you were like, all right, I'm lying?
Because it wasn't fair to the other person. It was like, yo, like, you're a great person, but I can't move forward because I'm still here.
Right.
In some ways. Like, I might want to, but You just come to a point where it's like, I'm done, and then you be like, nah, not really.
I can go back and
whatever that hole is, she still has it. For whatever
You
reason.
made a really great point in DC at that event that we went to.
What was
When
that?
you were talking about trying to move on with other people, but then realizing that you're trying to really work out the love. I don't want to say it, so I said it.
Tell us what you said. Tell us.
Well, I'm not going to use that language.
Don't.
But I've been in situations where I've tried to sexually get rid of the love that I had for that person. So it was like I was just dealing with, almost like my man Quincy was last season. It was just like different girls, like at least he still had that
banging
hold,
these chicks.
but he's just out there like, I gotta get this feeling out of me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've been through that, and it doesn't work, because at the end of the day, it's like I'm doing this, and I'm still like, I still feel it. It's not working.
Right.
And eventually, either you'll come to peace and move on, or you'll go back and you go through hell again until you're ready to move on.
Now, Mon, I want to ask you, do you really think, you know, he locked up in the prison system? Do you think that you are over Darius?
You have to wait for the rest of the
I need to know
season.
now. I need to know
Come
right
on.
now. This tea, I need to know right now. I need to
You-
know. Girl.
You'll see. Girl.
No spoilers. No spoilers.
How about you guys think that she's over Darius?
I think somewhere around episode.
Don't do that.
A few weeks from now, you're gonna find out.
Oh,
A
man.
few weeks from now.
Well, I mean, you guys are obviously Darius's boys. Y'all are holding him down, but I mean, you when he said you gotta tell Monica hi, you said, we're not gonna do that.
I liked that.
I mean, to like what extent though? I mean, that's your boy, like that's your homie, that's your brother. You gotta do anything for him. But that situation, you refused to put yourself in. You were willing to go to the baby mother's house and like, you know, show love to her and the baby, but you weren't willing to tell Monica a simple hello.
Well, for Jack, the way that he looks at things is very cut and dry with his friends, with females that he's dealing with his family, everybody. So when it comes to a situation like this, let's not forget that Darius is our boy. She was our girl before D even came into the picture. So there's no way that we're going to lose the allegiance to that situation simply because he wants us to go further extent and keep hurting our friend. If that's them two together keep doing whatever
Give
they're
it to
doing,
me.
right?
Yeah.
If that's them two together that's
Right.
hurting each other, we got nothing to do with that. But if it's something that we can play like that little telephone game gap, I won't come and be a part of helping our friend continue to get hurt by it. If he's gonna reach out and
I like
call
that.
her, then
That's on him, right?
yeah, that's on him if he's still calling, but I'm not gonna facilitate him still carrying on that relationship because Jack is like, listen, it didn't work, cut it off, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, I agree. I think as friends, you know, you want best for each person.
Right.
And if them not being together is what's best for them, that's, you know, what you want, essentially.
Give it to me also.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also, they can't be together right now because he's in jail.
I mean, that's another big thing, and then the baby along the way. So I mean, but I don't know. Something just tell me that even with all of that stuff, you just. Because I'm telling you, it's hard. I've been through it, girl, but you gonna stay strong, okay? Jay, make sure you hold her strong, okay?
I can only do so much.
All right, so what we want to do now is get into some questions from the audience, from you guys actually tuning in to YouTube Live. What you guys are thinking about the season, the premiere, episode 1? Like, let's get into it. I know you guys, wow, you guys are really chiming in here on the questions. I'm going to try to get to each and every single one of you guys. Also, guys, make sure you guys stay tuned because at the end we will be doing the sweepstakes. Let's get into it. All right. Delilah says, I'm happy that Monica is moving on. I hope she doesn't think too much on the past. Okay, Mon, that was for you, girl. All right. We have Lisa M84. Monica doesn't need to go back out with Darius. She's fine right where she is with Jason. Don't go back, girl. Okay, so they're with you, girl. This season they are with you. They really do not want you to die back, okay? Girl, we gonna pray for you. Oh, a lot of these are directed towards Mon. Okay. All right.
They want to know why Darius is in jail.
Oh, okay. So they want to know why Darius is in jail in the first place.
You know Darius lived a fast lifestyle.
What was
As
he doing,
Chase
girl?
caught up to him.
Well, you was with him, like in the noon in the night. Girl,
She
you was
was
with
with
him.
him.
Like, listen,
She wasn't with him in the streets.
She wasn't.
girl.
She
not in the
wasn't.
streets, girl. But you know what they say. Listen, you know what they say when you with
She
the man,
wasn't
you
with
kind of
you,
know a
man.
little bit about like what they're getting into. Do you think that Monica had an idea of what he was?
Well,
Involving himself in.
to an extent, to the extent of what he allowed her to know by what he shared.
Do you feel like Monica would have been down for the lifestyle?
Shout out to Darius on the island.
Okay.
People really think it's something, like it's all love, man. I be getting asked
It's
about
love.
that. And they be
Yeah.
like, yo,
We
listen,
miss you, D.
His
shout out,
homeboys
man.
know why he left
Said
that.
shout out to
Wait.
But
Oh yeah.
D, he was always trying to make things right. At the end of the day, D is the kind of guy who has a really good heart, but isn't always gonna fly the straight and narrow to get to where he wants to go. So every now and again, I'm sure all of us at some point or another might know somebody who had to do a little bit to get a little bit more, and D was down to move some non-illicit pharmaceuticals
Hey, no, he's
in
not
order
illicit.
Yeah, I was
to
gonna say.
get us to the next level. So.
Don't you
He's
Happens
trying
like
to save
that
up for that
sometimes.
ring. He's trying to get you that ring.
He
That's
did
all.
Do you
try
think
to
that lifestyle was
Yeah,
worth it though? Like, you know, obviously he had to pay the price though.
He definitely paid the price.
All right, so I mean
Currently paying
that
that price.
trying to,
Be like
you
that.
know,
The art gallery.
be like that. Do you think that your characters would ever be involved in that? I mean, because you guys are kind of going on the straight and narrow, like doing what you guys have to do, not really involved in that, like, you know.
Y'all gonna
Illegal
watch-
activity.
Y'all gonna have to watch the show.
Jack would never do what D did to get there, but Jack would do a lot of other cutthroat things to get to the next level. Not move the weight. Jack wouldn't move the weight. It's not his life.
Okay. All right, so we have Joseph. He wants to know, what was the process heading into this new season? Amazing job, by the way.
Appreciate you.
So what was different, I guess, about, you know, heading into this season versus other seasons? I know we talked in the beginning, and I don't know if you guys who are just tuning in missed that, but you know, I asked about the script process. You know, previous seasons you guys weren't introduced to the scripts, you know, beforehand. You guys didn't just get all the scripts all together. You guys sort of were fed them like as you guys were going,
Right.
and now you guys got the scripts all together, so you had time to prepare. What other new concepts or ideas were introduced into this new season? Girl, I have my glasses.
Well,
girl.
there are
You
a
know I
lot more
cannot see.
characters, as you
Yeah.
can see.
Okay. You can do that.
The characters are a lot more. You see the depth of the characters because you see their lives not just within the six of us, but then with the side relationships that we have too. That's a
That
big
make
difference.
us who we are, which is a big. I mean, we got to see Quincy's father
Yeah.
in
Yeah, that
this
was dope.
episode, which was great insight.
That was enlightening right
yeah,
there.
and Jordan's brother too. So yeah.
I think it's also dope that Ronnie and Caleb, like, they ask you, like when they call, they ask, like, is there certain things you want to show or different parts of acting, things you might want to showcase. They give you the opportunity because that's not the case with every project. So they take time to ask you.
Mhm.
Like, so that was dope.
I also feel like we were a little more prepared going into the season. Like from learning from the past two seasons, we were able to go into this season a little more ready. We got the script a little sooner. We knew what to expect production wise more. So you know, we were able to be a little more organized. And plus, when you're working with a small budget and very little resources, you're always trying to find ways of increasing your production value.
That's such the beauty of it, though.
And I feel like, you
Yeah.
know,
I love to see what you
yeah.
guys are able to do each season with, like, you guys, obviously you guys aren't a major part, but you guys do what you guys have to do. Like, it's amazing. Like, it's amazing.
Hands up to the production.
Hands up to the
Hands
production
up
team.
to
Big
the
shout outs
production
to
team.
Ronnie and
Woo.
Caleb and the rest of their team for putting
Yes,
together
yes.
yet another amazing season. We can't wait to see how the season folds out. But before we come to a close, you guys, we want to get into the sweepstakes because we know we got something for you guys, okay? So we're going to get into the sweepstakes. Now, how this is going to go is I'm going to ask the cast, and I'm also going to ask you guys as well, 7 questions. I'm going to ask you 7 questions about this season and maybe previous seasons, and first person to answer correctly will be the winner. Now, there are 7 questions, and so there can be 7 winners. And then after, obviously, the YouTube Live, you'll be contacted directly to let you know what you guys have won. So you guys ready to play?
Tough love trivia. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, guys. So the first question is, What is the name of the therapist from season 1?
Yvonne.
No.
Yvonne.
Hold on, it's for the
Sydney,
audience.
Sydney.
It's for the audience.
Sydney.
Wait.
Oh, I'm messing
think
up.
it's
I'm
everywhere.
sorry, y'all. I don't play a lot of games.
No, I know the essence.
You guys just basically.
You said you was gonna ask us too.
I did. I asked you guys. What was the name? What was her name?
I thought it was for the audience.
Well, it is for the audience. Oh, my bad. It's for the audience. But that was a
sorry,
good.
guys.
That was a good question.
But I had an extra question in there for you guys. My bad.
But that was good though. I mean, you guys just screwed your whole life. What was the first name you said?
She did on purpose. She knew it.
Oh, okay. Next question is, what is the name of the client that Alicia goes behind the scenes, behind Quincy's back, to get resigned, to get to resign his contract? So what was the name of the client? I'm sorry? To resign his contract. What was the name of the client that Alicia goes behind Quincy's back to get to re-sign his contract?
She did good.
Somebody got it. All right. Okay. Next question. Bradley finds out that he's sleeping with a married woman. What is his relationship with this married woman?
Jackson finds out.
Jack finds out.
All right. What was the one thing that Quincy can't forgive Alicia for? Ooh, forgiveness is a hard thing. All right. Who was the guy that Alicia was hooking up with at the beginning of this week's episode?
Why you guys say hooking
What
up?
was his name?
Alicia did
Give you guys a few minutes.
See, that was a good name, man. That was a good tone. That was a good tone.
Okay.
Very nice.
Next question. What's the name of the site that the cruise interviews got posted on? What was the name of the site?
That's a good question.
It was a little catchy.
That's a great-
I ain't gonna lie, it was a little catchy. It was catchy. I might go see if that's the actual thing. You know?
Oh, okay, I remember.
Hey.
All right, guys.
All
All right, guys. And the last and final question.
Who's gonna get it?
What was the name of the app that the group was using to video chat on? What was the name of the app that the group was using to video chat on in this episode?
Y'all got this. Y'all got this. This is light work.
We already gave y'all 1 point. That first
You got
question.
one free one.
Y'all got one freebie, okay? So
My
you got
bad.
at least had that one question right. All right, you guys. So 7 chances to win, 7 questions. Let's wait to see. At the end, you guys will be contacted to see who won the sweepstakes. So I want to thank the cast again for just an amazing introduction to how this season is going to play out. I know you guys work really, really hard along with the directors and creators. And honestly, I just can't wait to see how this season is going to play out. Make sure you guys follow Tough Love on social media and keep up with the episodes. Keep chiming in. They love to hear you guys' feedback.
It's juicier.
Yes, it really does. So stay tuned, you guys. Get ready for season 3. We're tuning out, guys.
So much.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you.
Woo!
Season 3.
That's lit.
More fire.